This year, the Barra Gap Cinema decided to run a series of local films which were produced by LTV, Dan O'Connor and Barry Brien. About 6 weeks ago, the first of these was shown, which was called Macroom Town and Countryside. It drew large attendance to the Barra Gap. It was very, very supportive. And on next Monday night, the 4th of April, the second of these series are being shown, and this time is called Gougane Barra, A Place Apart, and this was made in 1996. And today I have in the studio here with me Barry O'Brien, who's going to give us some information and background about Gougane Barra, A Place Apart. Welcome, Barry.
Thank you, Pat. Well, I suppose Gougane is so well known in the context of Macroom and Cork City and the surrounding area because it is a place apart. It's a very special place, and both Denjo and I, we tried to capture the various aspects of Gougane Barra back in 1996, and it's really a package of a phenomenal amount of information and places of interest. It's obviously the oratory and the association with St. Finbar, and indeed within the oratory itself. We tried to capture all of the information that we could around that. Likewise, the Forest Park. The Forest Park is a former glaciated valley, and the valley in itself produced a wonderful forest park which was planted away back in the 1930s, and we try to commemorate the work of the people that planted the park and worked very, very hard to develop the roadways and to develop the various scenic areas within that park. Nowadays, the forestry has some of it has been cleared as a consequence of disease to the trees, but people will appreciate, I think, the magnificence of the Forest Valley. We tried to capture as well the history associated with Tom Barry coming down through Varig, which was the pass that he passed down through into Gougane. Also, there were many writers associated with Gougane. You had Robert Gibbings, who wrote a book, Lovely as the Lee, and Sweet Cork of Thee, and he describes, again in the 1930s, he describes his coming to Gougane and what Gougane was like. The J.J. Callan wrote a very famous poem on Gougane, and then of course the main enclosure itself, where people come on pilgrimage, the stone enclosure with the various monastic cells that were reconstructed by Father Dionysius O'Mani back in the 1700s, and that replaced the original timber monastery that would have been erected by Saint Finbar and his followers. So there's an awful lot going in it, and we were very appreciative to everybody that helped us at the time, particularly the Lucy family and those in the hotel. And we hope that it will be a source of interest. Denjo has captured the most magnificent of scenery across the various seasons of the year, and even a snowfall that occurred in Gougane, which people will be quite surprised at. And likewise, the capturing of the valley during the winter months, when it goes completely red as a consequence of the ferns and the millennia, which is the main grass that covers the entire valley, that goes totally red, and the reflections of that on the lake as well it's quite majestic. So it captures the mood. Dangerous captured the mood of the valley right across the entire season.
And Barra, it is even still today. I can remember all those Americans down there last week, and they were mystified by the place when we went out there.
Yeah, well, of course, it's the equivalent of the Glendalough in the south, and it's so adjacent to Macroom and Ballingeary, and it's very important that we try to bring it together in this video, and to try and give an overall appreciation of other aspects apart from the scenery, other aspects of the valley that people may or may not be familiar with.
And tell me, Barry, is there still fishing again out there in the lake and around Gougane?
There's fishing there, and I believe the local anglers club, that they provide the permits for fishing for the day, and there are boats then provided by the hotel that people can hire out for the day. So it's a nice day out.
It's a nice day out.
And of course the oratory itself is key for weddings, and we have in the video we've captured a number of weddings there, and we've also captured Gougane Sunday, which commemorates and is commemorated by the Bishop of Cork annually, and people come over the mountain from Kilgarvan. In fact, we did that at one stage with Frank Lewis and Radio Kerry. We walked over the pilgrimage path down into Gougane. So,
actually, talking about weddings, I got married there myself. Would you believe it?
Good.
But it was about 40 years ago.
Good.
So anyway, it's been shown in the Barra Gap, as I say, on next Monday, April the 4th, 8:30. And hopefully, again, there will be a large attendance, because as you say, it's a lovely piece of work. And hopefully there'll be a good crowd up in the Barra Gap next Monday night.
Hopefully, indeed.
Right,
very good. Thank you.
Thanks, Barry, for the information on that.
Thanks indeed.
We now bring you